Hello and selamat datang and welcome to today's episode on where we try and make an instant Thosai-like replacement that is almost as good, or if not, I would say as good as Thosai. Yeah, and look at that. I mean, it looks super good, and I'm just going to put it back on here to crisp off the other side. But if you look at it, I mean, it has the texture, it has the feel, it looks like Thosai. Yeah? And you make this in less than 1 hour, start to finish, including resting the dough. So there's this go to it, but I just wanted to show you the end result and look at that. I mean, of course, I would not dare call it authentic, but yeah, I mean, it's got everything you need for Thosai, and we're just going to get straight to it onto making it. Yeah, so let's just jump into it. So, I've got 2 cups of polenta here. I'm not using semolina, I'm using polenta, which means I'm going to mash it up because it needs to be a bit more finer, maybe a bit coarse, but coarse is kind of what you want as well. So, I've got 4 tablespoons of rice flour, 4 tablespoons of normal wheat flour, and I'm just going to mash it all up because I would like to get the polenta texture. I've already grinded the polenta a bit, but I'm going to mix it all up together. I'm conscious I don't half it too much, otherwise it's all going to fly everywhere. But yeah, then I'm just going to start adding water. So 2 cups of water, and then I'll put in the yogurt at the end. So I'm just going to put in 2 cups. Yeah, I don't have to show you this, so I'll just come back to it. So I also forgot to put in 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking soda. I doubled all my portions, so that's why you will see that the amount is a bit different from the recipe, and that's okay. But just to mention that I did double all of it, so yeah, don't be a bit shocked. While there's a discrepancy between the video and the recipe at the in the chat. Yeah. So in the description, sorry, I'm half asleep still. So I'm just going to blend this, and then I'm going to mix in the yogurt after that. So I've got everything blended down. I'm curious whether or not the polenta will be able to fully cook. I've tried to blend the polenta as fine as I could. As you can see, it's still noticeably there, and I can still feel the coarseness. I'm not convinced it will be able to finish cooking in time on the pan, but let's see. I mean, yeah, let's see. Let's see how it does. I'm going to let it sit. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to start cooking on my dal that I need to start as well. So we'll be back. So I've got the mushrooms done, obviously. I've got bay leaf in there. I've been boiling out the lentils, so I'm going to go blend it again. As you may remember from my previous roti canai video, yeah, my kids prefer it fine, so I'm going to blend it up. So I'm just going to blend it and ground it up. I'll be curious to understand if any of you guys, especially kids, also has kids who prefer dal in this blended form rather than the complete seeds, or is it just my kids? I mean, yeah, I'm just curious about that. As you can see, I didn't blend everything, so I will keep some just for texture's sake, but it's still rough, but for the rest I will blend it. I've got chickpeas in there as well, just to give it some thickness and some richness as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to continue doing. So I've got the dal slowly simmering. It's almost boiling, as you can see. I've flavored it with curry, turmeric, garam masala, added more curry because it was still a bit light, salt, pepper, and Maggi sauce, of course. And then, yeah, it's looking great. I think we're more or less ready, so I'm just going to let this continue to slow boil while I start preparing and getting prepped on getting the thosais ready. So, yeah, be right back. So, okay, I've got everything heated up, everything ready. I have to stir the bottom constantly, otherwise the polenta is just going to stick and lay at the bottom, so that's not what you want. So remember to stir it constantly, so it at least comes to the surface while you put and dip the crepe maker. So let's go with that. Yep, reasonable gap there, but that's fine, nothing serious. So let's see how this turns out. I'll probably need a plate or something. So Yeah, I should have prepared that. I'm gonna put a bit of butter, just so I don't know. Maybe it'll help with the crispiness. Not sure. Let's just try this as a little experiment to see what happens. You want it cooked as much as possible, so it's not really an issue. Just going my plate
So I had to
and my
re-record this
dal.
separately. So I'm going to try and give this as a commentary running in while the video is going on. So please bear with me while we do this. Yeah. So what we're going to do is then cook this. I here to give it more of a browning, like a Thosai type of feel, and to do a better type of browning in this part. But as you can see from here, I mean, I can give you some spoilers. Spoiler alert, didn't really help too much. I didn't use butter for the rest of the rest of the Thosais. Turned out just as well and just as great without it, so there's no real need for it. So I would like to flip it. Um, the Thosai is more cooked and it's firm enough, so you can see that I'm trying to slowly peel it off. I mean, the tricky part here is to try and do a balancing act between trying to peel it off and doing it without damaging the rest of the Thosai. But I must say the dough itself is strong enough to be able to resist most attempts. So I think that in general is okay. I mean, it's not really an issue with it. But still, you have to be careful because what I'm trying to achieve here is to get the perfect flip. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, you can try and crisp it more by keeping it longer. That's also okay. But on the other hand, you want to flip it over to get both sides even and to get nice burn. So you can see that the burn and the outlook is very nice. Yeah. So. And I'm just taking a break to go stir my dal just to make sure I don't burn anything and add some water because it's getting a bit too thick. So I'm just going to thin that out a bit. So just bear with me while I do that, if you don't mind. Thank you for your patience with all the issues, including these technical issues with the audio. But yeah, so the thosai will still cook. And the browning is nice. As you can see, it looks very close. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I would not call it a super great thosai, but I mean, tasting it, the crunch is there. I mean, it's really nice. It was a really good, nice mouthfeel, and looks really good. And if you put it in with the dal, I mean, wow. It really is very good. I mean, yeah, of course, the purists will call is that really Thosai. I mean, I'm not here to argue about that, but yeah, it worked really well, and I'm really happy with the result. I mean, you consider the speed, and you consider the effort, and you consider what you're investing in. I mean, wow, look at that. And I'm going in for another taste. Yeah. Sorry, you can't hear any of the sounds and audio because I obviously lost all of that now. But I can tell you, it was really good, and it is worth it. I mean, the polenta is a very good medium, and it does very well in this application. Yeah, so just setting that aside, and yeah, keeping an eye on my dal to make sure nothing goes wrong with that. I'm going to give that a bit of another stir to make sure it doesn't thicken too much, and especially doesn't burn at the bottom. So yeah, let's just do that with that. Yeah, and now getting ready to make the next piece. It's hot enough, and just like my other crepe maker recipes, getting the crepe maker to be blazing hot is the key to making sure it sticks. So I'm just going to put it in, and then yeah, even out the batter, and yeah, that will work. And as you can see, it sticks very well. Heat is a big sauce, and now I'm just going to fill up and patch the holes. That's okay with the spoon. Yeah, you can totally do that. That's not really an issue. So, yeah, going ahead, patching up the holes. Yeah, I mean, the thing with patching the holes is then you get some issues with your thosai being a bit thicker at certain points, and maybe you may hit some issues with the cooking time. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, just to get a perfect shape, and I'm gonna try and leaven it out a bit more. So that's just what we're going to do now. And and yeah, we're just going to let it cook out, and then we'll just touch it up here and there. Um, The thing to remember is to always stir the bottom, so the polenta doesn't sink because it's heavier than the liquid on top. So what normally could happen is that you're just cooking the liquid, but the polenta is being missed. And this you can see in the color difference as well. So remember to stir at the bottom to keep at it to make sure that you don't have really this issue with the polenta separating from the liquid. So stir it, and when you split up, so stir it so under 1 hour. But yeah, I'm just going to go flip this out. You can watch me flip it before I say bye. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll just do one flip as always. Like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, I'm just going to flip it out before I say bye to you. Just to see it. Yep, this one should be ready for flipping as well. So let me know. Are you guys going to try to do this? I mean, as you saw it, I mean, I hardly cook Indian food, to be very honest. And this was always something that I thought super difficult. At least I've always been told by friends. But I mean, look at that. I mean, it's not hard. And with the crepe maker, yeah, it sounds like I'm doing an advertisement for it. But yeah, then we're done. In that case, I would say thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, as I said it already. And jumpa lagi until the next video. See you. Bye.